Choosing what cameras and audio equipment you use to film a wedding can be easy and, depending on the choices, semi-affordable. Choosing lenses, on the other hand, can be pretty expensive. But they don't have to be. So today I'll be talking about the vintage lenses I used to shoot the weddings I shot last year and answer the question if you should too. Spoiler alert, you should definitely consider it an option. Hey, this is Thorndike Productions. I'm Ryan, and I'm here to film weddings, make films, and teach the creative and business aspects of filmmaking. If that sounds awesome to you, consider subscribing. If you were to ask me for filming a wedding where you use 3 cameras for the ceremony and strip it down to 1 or 2 for the reception, I feel like you can get away with using a total of 4 lenses. A wide-angle prime, a mid-ish range prime like a 50mm, and then a couple of telephoto zooms, with the telephoto zooms mainly being used for the ceremony. So with that kind of mentality in mind, it should be pretty simple. Go into Amazon or B&H and buy lenses that connects to your camera natively. Pretty simple, right? Well, yeah, and I would have done that by now for my Sony cameras, but yeah. But if you don't need autofocus and are willing to go the adapted lens route, using vintage lenses like the Canon FDs on a mirrorless camera like the Sony a6400 will be a viable option. I'll have affiliate links in the description as to the lenses I'm talking about, meaning if you decide to buy these lenses for yourself using these links, I will receive a commission at no additional cost to you. Let's start with the telephoto zoom, the Canon FD 70-210mm f4. This lens is pretty much all kinds of yes. I'm planning on doing a full review of this lens in the near future and seeing how it looks when using the Roxen focal reducer. But I'll say this, there is no doubt in my mind that I will be getting a second one of these, and they're pretty cheap for what they are too, with most of the ones on eBay ranging between $60 to $80 at another $12 for an adapter for a pretty solid setup for under $100. I also want to take this moment to actually thank my sister for actually getting it for me as a Christmas gift back in 2019. It's been doing me wonders for the weddings I shot last year, and I'm sure it'll do me wonder for weddings to come. The next lens I want to talk about I got because my former roommate gave me her Canon FD camera around the time I moved out. The Canon FD 50mm f1.8. Aside from having to clean off some dust that was on the front and rear bits of the lens, it's still in really good shape. Only thing that's missing from this and the other prime I'll be talking about in just a moment is the fact that I need to get follow focus gears for them, which, again, a quick search on eBay, I'll be able to get for like $35 per follow focus gear. And the reason why I'm going to be getting follow focus gears for these lenses is because I've actually got a production coming up and I'm actually planning on using them as my go-to lenses, along with a couple of other Canon FD primes I'm going to be getting in the near future. Now, lastly, the wide-angle lens I used for the weddings I shot last year, the lens that I found to be extremely versatile when it came to filming various aspects of a wedding reception, to the point where if something stopped me from using my 50mm f1.8, I would be content with using this, the Canon FD 28mm f2.8. Now, I know this brings in less light than the Canon 50mm f1.8, and so the amount of light it brings in, and it won't have as shallow of a depth of field without the Roxen focal reducer. But I'm not gonna lie, unless there's a chance to get some awesome bokeh like in this photo I found when I typed bokeh into Google Images, or like when I shot Christopher and Michelle's wedding back in 2019, shallow depth of field is not really necessary to make an image cinematic. But that's a different discussion for a different day. The lens itself has a super smooth focus ring, and even without the Roxen adapter, it gave me a wide enough field of view that I found it easier to capture the action that was going on the dance floor while reducing the camera's micro jitters that would become more apparent in a tighter lens. But I want to know what you think. Canon FD lenses for wedding videography. Good idea? Bad idea? Let me know in the comments. My name is Ryan, and I'm out.